Hello everyone, this is Serenes here, back with my fourth installment of the Champion Free-For-All August season gameplays today, guys. And we have finally come to my best map for Halo 5 Free-For-All in my opinion, and that is Empire, or it's at least the map that I have the highest win rate on. And in today's episode I'm going to highlight all the important spawns, how to get OS on this map, or good strategies for getting OS, and talk about the power weapons in this video. With my last video being a bit of a movie, I do recognise that. I've decided to discuss more strategy on my next Coliseum matchup for the next time that appears in the series, because I didn't really talk about too much about strategy in that gameplay because it was a bit of a movie and I went to town a bit on HCSD. So I do realise that, but it was quite a funny matchup I felt, and you know, with Serenes vids here, I am that kind of guy that, you know, I like to, sort of inflame my ego and show myself off when I get a matchup like that. So I do apologise for not talking about too much strategy, but I just couldn't resist going to town in that match because it was one of my favourite wins from the season. And regardless with that, I think it was still a good watch. You know, it was still a good watch in the sense it shows you how to play Coliseum Free-For-All quite well. You know, how to still play very well on that map, and I did comment on my mistakes and what I should have done better, and for most of that game I was in pretty much cruise control, so I was in first place from beginning to end really, so I definitely knew what I was doing, and I still feel that that video was a good watch even though it was a bit of a movie type thing, but definitely could have learned a lot from that Coliseum Free-For-All, but I apologise next time. I will definitely incorporate more strategy talk on my next Coliseum video. So today, guys, talking about Empire Free-For-All, and I hope that everyone enjoyed my previous episode as well because I really loved it. But talking about Empire Free-For-All today, so talking about important spawns first is something that we should discuss. So the spawns, like most free-for-all maps for Empire, they can be very random, and it is very much an RNG thing, so they do change from time to time. And I would suggest also checking out my Turley matchup before you come to this video, actually, because the spawns are very different in that video as opposed to spawns in today's video against Your Problem, who was sort of my main competition for first place. This was one of my last placement games as well, so this was more or less just before I got my Onyx 1700 to start the season. So yeah, Your Problem already had his Onyx, so he was quite a good free-for-all player. But the Turley matchup, the spawns were like this. So the spawn I got in the Turley matchup was top security, so that counts for one player. Chargy spawned on shotgun if I remember correctly, and there were two players that spawned on either side of security on the ramp. There was a player that spawned a red turbine, and then there was a player that spawned a blue base. So discussing those spawns, obviously if you spawn top security, you should check out, try and go for OS spawn middle. But in this matchup today, I spawned on OS. So if you spawn top security, the play you should make is probably to go for the overshield. But you should check into the pit before you jump in, whether there's actually already a player there. So those are two spawns that you can get on Empire. Also, both sides of security, if you spawn there, you should look to challenge the player that might be ahead of you on the other ramp. And there are strategies for doing that. Obviously, if you win that 1v1, you can probably then go for the shotgun if no one's there. There's also a spawn that you can spawn directly on the shotgun in Empire Free-For-All, so you do have to be careful of that. There might be a player that's just already there. The other spawns that I had in this gameplay today were, so I got the OS, someone else got top security, there were two players on both sides of security, and there were two players in the bases. Now, if you spawn in the base, I think the most important thing you should do is probably push for outside control and try to get those rockets, because there's three main outside spawns. There's one on red turbine, there is one on blue base, and obviously one on red base. So the guy that spawns red turbine is closest to rockets, so he should go for the rockets and try and win that initial 1v1 to stay alive with them, and then try and push towards the other areas of the map to actually get more kills. So that's what you should do if you get those outside spawns. If you get a base or a red turbine spawn, you should just immediately push for rockets, in my opinion, at the start of Empire Free-For-All. And also there might be some scrapping battles from overshield in the beginning, so you should probably look there as well if you get an outside spawn. So if you spawn on either side of security, which is most common, like 1v1 spawn at the start of Empire Free-For-All, you should look to the other side of the ramp of security and try and spot that player and try and outplay him for control of shotgun or what have you. And then if you spawn top security or on overshields, you just grab overshields. So those are the sort of starting plays for Empire Free For All, and I hope that helps you to understand what you should do at the start of Empire Free For All. How to get OS on this map. So it really does help if you're the first player to have overshield, because obviously you can remember the time exactly. But if you weren't able to grab it, you should try and try and sort of spot when it was exactly taken, or at least have a rough idea. And then when you go for the next one, try and set up accordingly to try and prevent that player from getting the overshield again. That's sort of the only way really that you can get OS on this map. And when you go for a power up in Halo 5, as I've said before, it's much better to just swoop in at the last second, to be honest. This is why it's so important to know the exact time than to just wait there for ages, waiting for it to come up. Because if you just wait there for ages, waiting for it to come up, you're just like a sitting target, to be honest. So I would always suggest in Halo 5, go for the power-ups, literally at the last second, literally. There's no point in just sitting on a power-up in Halo 5. Like, with the way this game works, you'll just get destroyed. So that's the only advice I can really give you for getting OS on this map. You just need to be really clinical and just, make sure that you're well covered when you're going for the power-up, and just swoop in there and take it. That's the only way of really getting power-ups on Halo 5, to be honest. The other thing I want to briefly discuss today, and I will talk about a lot more in my next gameplays, because you're going to see Empire Free For All quite a lot, and I'm going to just literally go through it step by step with you as I'm making the plays in the game. But to start off today, I just want to go over basics. So the main thing we had to talk about right there is obviously the weapon I've just picked up, which is the shotgun. Now this map, this weapon on this map is just incredible. Like, the shotgun is so important to you winning Empire Free For All. I know it sounds so annoying and so terrible, and the shotgun is such a newbie weapon to use, and it's it's really annoying to be killed by it. But it really is essential to get it on Empire Free For All, because it makes your life so much easier. It makes you so much more deadly on this map, in my opinion. And the fact that you can hold it down for a long time means that you can keep recycling it, because as we discussed before in one of my first Champion Free For All episodes, I talked about recyclable weapons in my first video, and the fact that if you use all your ammunition and then switch out for another weapon, you can just get another shotgun as many times as you want. So on Empire Free For All, that has massive connotations for recycling your shotgun just makes it so much easier for you. And as you saw there, I used all of my shotgun, then I switched out the AR, and then I actually died to a guy with rockets. So I knew my first play to come off that next spawn was just to go to security and get the shotgun. I actually spawned there, funnily enough, and then I just got it again. So now I have another shotgun to use, and that's going to make me very hard to kill for the rest of the other players. And I'm just going to get even more kills as they rush me here in security. Now, the thing you have to be careful about in Empire Free For All, and we'll see that more in my next episodes, is not to get too dependent on shotgun. And what I mean by that is just like camping in security for the longest time. When rockets come up on Empire, you should make a push towards there and try and pick off players that are fighting for them. But the only thing you have to be careful of in Empire is not to get too dependent on the shotgun and just camp in security, because sometimes you make yourself a sitting target and more players will come after you. But we'll discuss that in future episodes. There is so much more I want to talk about Empire Free For All, but I'll come on to it for next time. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this 4th installment of my Champion Free For All August season gameplays, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.